Welcome to Jennifer's Tips and Trends. Today we're going to be talking about the foreign buyer part 2. Now that you have a broad sense of how things work, we're going to go into a little bit more detail. You need to ask yourself the basic question of where do you want to live? Manhattan is a city with diverse neighborhoods and extremely unique appeal. Before you begin your search, you want to decide what is important to you. Do you want to be close to work? Do you want to be close to shopping, certain tourist attractions? Is proximity to public transportation extremely important? These are also things you'd want to ask yourself. Do you prefer a residential neighborhood or a bustling hub of activity and nightlife? I also recommend being open to other areas. Neighborhoods other than your first choice can actually offer you more value and give you the same options. Your agent can provide you several alternatives to neighborhoods that you might not have considered. Again, know your goals for purchasing. If you don't plan to live in the unit and you plan to rent it out, you want to almost put yourself in the renter's position on anticipating what sort of needs they would require. This may also help narrow down the neighborhood fit or broaden it up for you. Another important aspect is to know your budget. First, consider what you can truly afford. Second, calculate the cash that's needed for down payment and closing costs. Foreign buyers are expected to put a minimum of 40 to 50% down for a purchase. Another good rule of thumb is to calculate an extra 4 to 5% as your closing cost of the total sale price. This way you'll have everything covered. For those of you who are purchasing a property over $1 million, please be aware that there is a 1% mansion tax on top of that, so you will need to prepare financially accordingly. Another important aspect about purchasing in Manhattan is a foreign investor real property tax, or FIRPTA. If the seller is a foreign person, 10% of the gross sales price is actually withheld in escrow as the seller's potential tax liability. If you are the purchaser and the seller is a foreign seller, you will have to have your attorney withhold that 10% in escrow. If you fail to do so, you could be liable for the seller's potential tax liability. So just be aware of that. If there is a balance due you, make sure that your attorney files the appropriate tax returns once the contract is signed. Again, I'm not an attorney nor am I an accountant, so please seek the appropriate professional help. Some foreign people actually do have good working relationships with a big conglomerate bank like Citibank or HSBC. You might want to also explore your options through them. If you can't get financing through them, then I definitely would look into the credit union or something that's based in your country of origin, which we have pretty much established is your best bet at this point, unless you've also got U.S. credit history. Again, it's important to note that foreign buyers are expected to put 40 to 50% down and have 6 months to 1 year after closing of cash reserves for your mortgage, your maintenance, and common charges. Common charges are costs associated with the upkeep of your building. These are in addition to the cost of your apartment. If you wish to see certain topics that I have not covered, please feel free to contact me. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for joining Jennifer's Tips and Trends, and we look forward to seeing you next time.